So some articles came out yesterday saying that Bushiri's case has just received a judgment from the court that the investigation should be wrapped up by January 2023. Now, that's not to say that they wouldn't have. Okay? They're trying to find a quick judgment. Otherwise, they say, otherwise we'll throw it out. Now, does that mean that the whole case just goes poof, it's of no value? That's a very interesting one. Now, for people like myself who are not lawyers or anything, we don't know what that exactly means. Does that mean the case can't be pursued? Or are we saying that we value the entire subject less, or what is going on? Because remember, when Mandem dipped it, there was a huge subject about all these areas, all these departments and their roles in making sure that these things are contained. So the entire investigation of fraud and whatnot, if that gets discarded because the case investigation is taking too long, does it not devalue that? That's kind of like the first questions you ask or you might have, or things like that. But personally, I'm not asking those questions. You know, personally, I'm not asking those questions yet. I'm not asking whether Bushiri is just free, he can just leave, and he can just be there. Do remember that there is other cases. Okay, there is cases of him forcing himself and all that kind of stuff, and so those cases are the ones that can be still brought up. It doesn't mean that Bushiri is free. Now, the reason why I wanted to make this video and why I'm saying that is because some people already, from what they have seen about things, have dismissed the case. They want to dismiss the case, but there is a lot of factors to think about, especially people from ECG. They're already celebrating. Calm down, okay? I might not be a lawyer, but already from observation, lawyers can tell me if you've read the articles. I don't know if that includes the money laundering case. That's a very heavy case. Okay, the money laundering case is a very heavy case. They might be talking about the 100 million case. That's a different case altogether. So ECG people that are celebrating, calm down. Kawati, yes, calm down, because you guys have because you are like your papa. You don't have the right perception of judgment, like the first episode that we made, the other episode down in the pinned comments. Yeah, you don't have the right perception of judgment. So because you don't have that viewpoint, you don't think about the other cases he's been charged with. Okay, so extradition can still continue because of the other cases. Yes. Now, for them, they might then dismiss that thought and then start thinking, no, that even those cases, they will also be dismissed. Also, those cases will be also dismissed. So this particular one, when I was reading it, it looked like it pertains towards the 100 million case. But if there is any other person that is fully knowledgeable about the subject, you can comment down below. So don't take my word as bond. But I'm just saying, one charge does not mean the man is free, does not mean the man is innocent. Okay, the NPA, National Prosecuting Office, whatever, they can still pursue the other cases. Okay, remember the man then fled. He went contempt of court. He went in contempt of court when he bailed, when he took off, after he was given bail. There's still that charge. So that's a different thing altogether. And then there's the subject of him forcing himself on other people. Okay, there's that entire thing. There's the money laundering subject. Okay, there's the forex schemings and the whatnot and all those things. And also there's a lot of things that Bushiri did. Okay, remember when he started the school thing? Yeah, the school was credited for something else. Mandem started doing other things. He started wanting to do theology, whatnot, and you don't do that. That is fraudulent papers and whatnot and what. I'm not a lawyer to know all those things, but I know enough to understand that for him to have tried to operate a different office, while as he has a different license, that already creates problems within the law system. And also the idea that he was moving money up and down, money laundering, that's where it was. That's where he got arrested for. That's what his jet was taken because of. And so for those people that are not thinking about all those other things, calm down. Did they bewitch your mind? There's a lot of issues this man them did. Yeah, you see, these guys became too powerful too quickly, and they became too cocky very quickly. Because within that very short period of time, there is a lot of cases against Bushiris. Now, I don't know if the gold thing actually did have a case, but there was a case about that, okay? And there was a subject about that entire Khwajes. There's a lot of things Mandems did, which say that he is not a free man. Even if the 100 million case gets dismissed, there will still be other cases that he can be extradited because of. And now the subject, particularly in the extradition and all that kind of jazz, it might be either about the money laundering, and it can also be about the 100 million case. It can also be the National Prosecuting Office also talking about the contempt of court. You can be arrested for contempt of court. It's not just Zuma. Why was Zuma almost arrested? Huh? Why was he supposed to go to jail? Contempt of court. When you are supposed to be here and then you decide you're going to be there. You understand? That can land you in jail. And so they can still pursue any of this. Also him forcing himself on thingy. There is a lot of Mandem type of things that were being done. And also you can go back into business practices when it comes to his church. Because his church was functioning almost like a business outside. The NPA can decide to chase that one, just to get him back here. When they get him back here, they pursue all those other cases, and then boom, Mandem has 100 cases before you know it. Okay. Sometimes what the law system seeks to do is to catch you on one thing. When they now have you, then they pursue all the other cases. And you have an example of that on what is happening right now in America with a particular rapper by the name of Young Thug, something like that. This guy was using the money he was getting from his rapping and all these things, and he was doing gang things. He was doing gangster things. People were being what people were you understand, all these things. Now what they are now doing is that they have put on him a case of racketeering. And in America, racketeering, it's a crazy charge. Okay, you can land yourself in jail for over 30 years if I'm not wrong about the particular length of period you might actually serve. It's a very serious charge. Okay, racketeering, that's particularly. And so that's the case. But now notice what they had to do is they had to keep him fair. They have to now have you. When it's now final, then they bring you in. So what can happen here is that they can arrest you for one when they already have the other cases. These people are not just going to the office and sitting and doing nothing. Like, oh, okay, is Bushiris coming back? No. They're still pursuing the investigations. They're still asking questions. They're still checking up whatnot, evidence, presentation, corresponding between different offices and whatnot, and all that kind of stuff. Don't think these people will just sit. And also, these people also have political pressure. Don't forget that. That's why there was a whole thing last month between the Home Affairs Office and the Hawks Office, when the Home Affairs wanted information from the Hawks about the escape, and the Hawks were having issues with, you understand, communicating that particular information. And so that's another thing to understand. Once the politics gets involved, and in Bushiris' case, unfortunately, ECG people might not remember this, the politics has already been involved. Because remember, they were now accusing the president when he came here that did you not live with him? And so it's very political right now. And also looking at the landscape with the subject of foreigners in South Africa and the whole thing about permanent residency, it has become a big deal and a big subject. So the politics has already been involved in the case of Bushiris. And so if remember, politics, they can chase your case like this just so to win votes. Yeah. And not that they will cut corners. No, they will not cut corners. They will just focus a lot of resources around your case so that your case gets done with and it shows them right. So with all this bad blood that the ANC has with the issues in their party right now, with divisions and whatnot, if This case is about to be dismissed. It can become a lot of force on the ANC to dedicate more resources around that subject. And trust me, that case will be wrapped like this. Don't dismiss. Don't think. At the end of the day, it's God who's on the throne. If there are people who have been dealt injustice, do not think you will just get away with it. But the problem with ECG people is they are very carnally minded. They are very unjust. They don't understand the justice from God's side. They understand justice from their point of view. We are innocent, prophetic. There is also God's side, where God will place a judge over you. That one you can't escape. Forget it. Even if this case was to be dismissed, so relax. Even if this case was to be dismissed, there's other things the man them has done. When the politics comes back inside, because remember, Omotoso is still in jail. And the reason why they are refusing to give Omotoso bail is you might also run. So Bushiri gave an example for what Bomandem might want to do. So don't think they will just leave it like that. Because why? Now there is now political force and a political reasons to want answers. So forget that this will just fade away. Other cases will be brought up. Contempt of court, money laundering, the people forcing themselves upon women, whatnot, all those cases can be brought up against Mandem. If one case gets dismissed, it doesn't dismiss the other cases. It doesn't work like that. And remember, they don't need all the other cases to get him back. They just need one case. And once he is here, then they distribute, they keep him like Omotoso, keep him in jail, and then they investigate the other cases. He'll be in jail for 5 years, like Omotoso. I don't know when he was arrested. But these people, they are so dismissive. Oh yeah, South Africa is dismissing because he's innocent. Calm down, Papa. That's not how it works. They can arrest him because of one case, and then pursue the other ones. So calm down. Tricky. Other episodes done today. Down in the comments. Lawyers can advise, can tell us which one is which.